B. Hello, what the heck is up, Beacon? You guys ever charge weed to a credit card? Yeah, that's a way to get into some trouble. Some people have a bro phase, some people have a hoe phase. I had an entomophagy phase. Entomophagy is when you eat bugs. I saw a documentary about how the meat industry is ruining the planet, and my response to this was to order a bunch of crickets online and ground them into a powder and put them in my yogurt. That is how I found out I'm allergic to crickets. They are in the shellfish family. Yeah, so be aware. If you have a shellfish allergy, do not order crickets off the internet and eat them. Yeah. Speaking of psych wards, day jobs, what do we think? I think if you have to poop at work, you should be paid at least $30 an hour. I mean, maybe I'll sound like a communist here, but we all have the same expenses, right? We all have Central Hudson, we all have Spectrum Internet. They jack up their prices every fucking year. Do we make any more money? No, we don't. It's a crime against humanity. And I am here not running as anything because my views are too radical, and I would be booed off a political stage almost instantly. We gonna vote? Okay, all right. There's still some hope left in the world, sure, okay, cool. Feel good about that. Where do I want to go from here? So I went to boarding school, which actually weirdly prepared me for homelessness. You wouldn't think that, but there's something about having to pack up your room every year before the end of the school year and then move it into another little dorm that really prepared me for living out of weekly motels in my car when I was pursuing comedy in Los Angeles. Yeah, everything was good until they repossessed my apartment. I was actually at an open mic, and this woman, Del Harrison, very funny lady, she gets up on stage and she puts her big ass purse on the chair and she says, "Anybody else here take everything with them because they know their car is gonna get repossessed?" And I laughed so loud because I knew it was coming, right? It doesn't sneak up on you. You know the payments are due, the guys are calling you, they're harassing you. And so I'm laughing really hard, and then lo and behold, the open mic, to top all open mics, this one has been a pleasant experience. I own my car now, thank God, but they say, a black Nissan is being towed off the street. If anybody has a black, and I just sunk in my seat. The shame came over me. I was like, oh my God, it's me. It's me at the fucking open mic. So I found Del after the show, and I was like, listen, your joke really hit me. That car actually was mine. She was, oh my God, no way. She said, where are you going? And I said, I'm going to North Hollywood. It's kind of late to take the train. She's like, I'm actually going to Sylmar. Yes, it's all geographical, California, LA nonsense. Yeah, and so she gave me a ride home, which was very, very generous of her, and I'll never forget that night. So boarding school was a weird experience, definitely. As somebody who grew up lower middle class, people driving Porsches was very new to me. My dad drove a two-tone pickup truck and would drop me off, and I'd be all embarrassed, and then I'd let that embarrassment lead me to an essay about economic inequality that eventually got me into Yale, which was very exciting. But yeah, that shit that's bullshit. So when you're in high school and you don't live at home, you have very limited options as to where you lose your virginity, right? So some people would lose it in an English classroom or a Spanish classroom because you got the linguistics, we're into cunnilingus, that we learned in Spanish, roll those R's. Yeah. I lost mine at a Model United Nations conference in a Marriott hotel. Very sexy. Yeah, to somebody that would go on to go to West Point and grow up to have Trump be his boss, I guess, because when you're in the military, the president's your boss, so sucks to be him. I don't know what he's going through, he dumped me. But not after we had sex. So I get back to my hotel, which is part of the model. I'm a nerdy 11th grader, I'm a super nerdy girl. So I had just lost my virginity, and I walk back, and it's January, and it's snowing in New Haven, and I get to my hotel, which is across town. I had just like called up all my girlfriends and like, I did it. Like, and I get to my hotel, and we're staying on the 13th floor, which is like, no big deal, you have an elevator, right? Wrong. My coach, my debate coach, Model UN coach, looks at me, and I don't go by Vicky, but this man is the only person who can call me Vicky. He goes, Vicky, I'm feeling chubby, let's take the stairs. So less than an hour after having my hymen burst open by this 17-year-old's little wee-wee, I walk up 13 fucking flights of stairs. I was on fire. I was like, oh my God, why did I do that? And like he had given me a sweatshirt after, so like all the kids on the team were like, oh my God, like did you do it? And like I had to lie and be like, no, like I wouldn't go into like another kid's hotel room. Like I would never break the rules. I was a rule breaker. Circle back to putting weed on a credit card. Not a good idea, people. If you don't have the money for weed, then you don't put weed on your Banana Republic credit card that you signed up for because the guy complimented your smile, not because your credit was in a good place. Store credit cards, they're a scam, much like working full time. Yeah, so let's see, what do I want to end on? Ooh. Just like crickets circling around. The crickets that I'm allergic to and shouldn't be eating. Nobody should be eating bugs. We should find a way to tax the billionaires so that they don't have so many yachts and so many environmental problems caused by like 5 people, right? It's like 5 fucking people. If we could just take them out, the rest of us would be good. And that's the message I want to leave you on. Keep fighting the power. Keep going for the rest of your, and it's not just comics, it's musicians.